How do Falmer find love? Well, they go on blind dates. What's going on, all you cool cats and Khajiits? Fun fact, that was actually going to be how I opened all of my YouTube videos, but I kept giggling every time I said Khajiits. But we have some pretty big news there, dear felines. We are actually going to break down the upcoming Q1 event schedule for ESO. Nice thing about this is we can start to mentally prepare because this event was pretty big. There were maps that gained tons of value. So now we know all the events that are going to come out all the way up and through till March. We're going to break down all the little components for each individual event, things that you might want to prepare for, and just kind of plan your characters. Like, it's good to know, when are we going to have double XP? When's it going to be good to farm resources? When am I going to be able to get a whole bunch of alliance points? And that's what we're going to break down in today's video. And so here we have the events for Q1 of 2025. This also means that all of those Indrakes that you're able to get right now, you can get all the way through until late March through the Jesters Festival. A lot of people are confused how the berry rotation works. That's how it works. They rotate every quarter. We are in Q1. Q1 ends at the end of March. So currently, we have the Pantamriel Celebration event. Middle of February, we have the Gilded Glory mini event. Then we have late February, Whitestrakes Mayhem. That'll be a big one. And then late March, we have the Jesters Festival. So in order, we're going to exclude Pantamriel event because we've literally made like 50,000 videos on it. We're going to go straight into the Gilded Glory mini event, but please like and subscribe. We're like 3 subscribers away from 27,000, so please like the video and subscribe. Let's talk about the Gilded Glory mini event first. And spoiler alert, the first one is very straightforward. It is just 100% gold from all sources, which means turning in your daily crafting writs goes from giving you 5k for turning in all of the ones, blacksmithing, woodworking, yada yada yada. Now you get 5k for turning in all those, then you get 10k, so you get an additional 5,000 gold for doing those. So there are quite a few things that you can do. A lot of people who like to do quests, it's a great time to do questing because, you know, for those of you who don't know, they boosted side quest and main story quest rewards, so now you get additional gold as well as XP. You would get 100% additional gold. Obviously, that's not like a super great gold method, but if you're thinking to yourself, man, Jake, I really want to have a time period where I sit down and I do a bunch of zone story missions, wham bam, thank you ma'am, 100% gold from all in-game sources, we'll give you that reason. But this isn't really the main event in February. Let's talk about that one now. Because it is Whitestrakes Mayhem, ESO's marquee PvP event, because it covers Cyrodiil, Imperial City, and Battlegrounds. Now I do want to note that have obviously had a big refresh in Q4 of last year, so they may change a few things with Battlegrounds, but generally the event is pretty straightforward. 100% Telvar earned, not including kills. 100% alliance points earned, that includes everything, you know, from kills, you know, taking keeps, etc. 100% XP from kills earned in Cyrodiil Imperial City Battlegrounds. So if you were, you know, killing, you know, people in Battlegrounds, you know, you would get XP boosts, you know, from those things, but just the kills. Double harvesting nodes in Cyrodiil and Imperial City. You can further boost your alliance rank gain by consuming war torts. Those are the Clovian, the Molten, and the White Gold war tort. Those alliance point increases can be helpful if you're like, Jake, I really don't want to do PvP, but I need to get to 10 out of 10 for assault and support. Take those bad boys and you will be cruising. Now, the event is actually super straightforward. You get 2 event tickets by doing any Cyrodiil or Battleground daily quest. Mind you, there are scouting missions. You just walk to a keep, press A, and then ride yourself home. Super easy. You can also do a Battleground daily quest. Those are pretty easy as well, unless you have like the 3-win one. But ever since they switched from, you know, essentially, you know, one team versus one team, it's usually easier to get wins because instead of it being like a 33% chance that you would be, you know, on a team that would win, now it's 50-50. But you also could do 1 ticket for any of the Imperial City daily quests. What I encourage all of you guys to do is the Imperial City has quite a few daily quests. There's 1 for each major district. Do all of them on one day, and then you can just turn them in throughout the week, and then you'll be able to get those event tickets pretty straightforwardly. How you actually get reward boxes from that event are your daily Cyrodiil quests, and including the town quests if you would want to do those, daily Battlegrounds quest, Imperial City quest, scouting missions, Elder Scroll, gobbledygook, you know, etc. There will be some new styles, but in those boxes you get tons of transmutes. This is going to be the transmute event. If you're like Jake, the last event we talked about gold gain, maybe a reason to do some quests, definitely get into doing my daily writs. What's this event about? Well, transmute crystals are going to be insane, but also prismatic runes. If you're like, Jake, I really want to get some prismatic runes, this is the time. Also, a lot of people are farming Telvar now because there's a weekly Telvar vendor. You can get really cool leads that you previously weren't able to get. So now, Telvar has an actual purpose to own, and I think that's absolutely great. Also, a lot of people never notice this, but you can also get the drops if you farm in the Imperial City bosses. A lot of people just forego this and don't realize that that's like a thing that happens. But yes, killing the actual Imperial City wandering bosses is actually super great. This is also a very, very cool style. We'll have more information, obviously, on these things, but we'll have our customizable looting action. And you can see here, they even break it down for us. Has a chance to drop from Imperial City and bosses inside the sewers. And so we have a chance also to get these from reward boxes, the Alien Lich style. So these are 2-1. So if you're thinking, Jake, gold method here, farm this style here, it's going to be probably a pretty decent one. It just looks like a cool little style. These usually sell somewhat decently. Now, if you're looking for achievements, there are some achievements. You can get a punch bowl. I know what you're thinking, Jake, I need this. Well, all you have to do is complete the Star Main Knight achievement, which is relatively straightforward. You just have to complete all of these other random achievements. You also get the Victory Laurel Wreaths that you can wear on your head, which look kind of cool. It's kind of like the Roman-themed, thing. I will warn you that most of these are very straightforward for doing. You get yourself a nice little flag, get yourself a nice little corpse, and then here, actually, they're also modeling the things that you can get there. So here are all the things that you need to do. Receive the blessing. That's pretty much a give me. Read a scroll. Very straightforward. Get 25 reward boxes. Very straightforward. Defeat 50 opponents. Easy. Win a battleground. Capture a keep. Capture an Imperial City district. These are all relatively easy. And let's talk about reward boxes, how you actually farm them in a bit here. We're just going to quickly break through the rest of the event. All the fragments that you can get. The Bag of Glory on these, just FYI, are actually really good. If you're like, Jake, I don't need any Indrakes. I'm not a field fairy. I'm not trying to ride around on a deer. I'm not Tolkien's elf. This is what you want to roll them on, because all of these previous yesteryear stuff can be in there, and some of these are worth a ton of money. I will link this in the description below, but if you Tamriel Trading Center, some of these bad mamma jammas, some of these are pretty expensive. And the beautiful thing is, if you buy all the cheap ones, you're only going to get ones that you currently don't have. They're unsellable, so you can't make a profit on it. But if you buy all the cheap ones that are only worth, less than 10,000, and every other, style page here is at least worth 100K, you're getting something that's worth 100K for 2 event tickets. That's a good deal. I'd take that deal. We'll also have some of the previous yesteryear stuff that you'll be able to get. And then we will have these Indrakes. These are the Indrakes that should be available all the way through the entirety of Q1. Then you can see all the Indrakes here. And the Golden Vendor will also have a special weekend where we'll have all access to all of the sets on there. And then they also explain this event is passive. It's a passive buff. A lot of people get confused by this. You don't need to do anything. You used to have to literally activate a scroll. You could see it was one of the achievements that you actually had to do that. Like you had to actually read the scroll. That used to be how you would get the buff. Don't even have to do that anymore. It just gives it straight to you. And so how do you get reward boxes during Mid-Year Mayhem? Well, generally, Cyrodiil, big cinematic fight. A lot of people like to go to Quagmire because non-champion point enabled, easy to kill people, temporary campaign, bonus rewards. It's crazy. So you certainly can do just straight BGs, and I guarantee that BGs are going to be popping this whole time period. Do your BG daily quest, turn in your BG rewards, all of that stuff. Fantastic for you. But if you do go to Cyrodiil, you're going to be in a situation where a lot of people are just taking and flipping keeps very quickly just to get alliance points. Oftentimes, people are only looking for the offensive tick. Sometimes people barely even defend, so it can be really easy to get tons of alliance points. And then when you get your mailed rewards of the worthy boxes, it will also come with one of those special boxes, which makes things very straightforward. So if you're curious what that looks like, if you've never gotten one before, it just looks like this. You can see I have an attachment. This is my rewards of the worthy. Anytime you gain alliance points from literally almost any source, I think the only one it excludes is getting it as a login reward, and even then I think sometimes it gives it to you unless they changed it. So if you kill somebody, you turn in a quest, do anything, win a battleground, you get the rewards of the worthy, and in there, next to it will be a special reward box for you to open. Also, too, if you open one of these a day, so if you leave them in your mail like I have, you see it expires in 3 days, you open one a day, you get 20 transmutes guaranteed, which can be pretty good at filling up those transmutes coffers. This is the event, again, of getting all your transmutes, as well as some old rare stuff if you want to turn in your event tickets to get some rare items, as well as some prismatic runes. If you're like, Jake, what's a prismatic rune? It gives you health, mag, and stam, either as a flat resource or mag, stam, health as a recovery. I hear you wondering, Jake, what's next? Well, next up is the Jesters Festival. Now, this one is exceptionally straightforward. We're not going to have to spend a whole lot of time on this one as much. 100% experience boost passively. So if you're thinking to yourself, when do I want to level up my next character if I'm not doing it during the Pantamriel event? It's during this event, which is going to be, again, you'll be able to do this in late March, which will also coincide with Update Q1, which is going to be our add-ons for console. It's going to have the new dungeons. It's going to have a couple other goodies for us, such as some gold farms as things as well. And you can see here how to participate. This one's very straightforward. There's a short introductory quest in these areas. These are the starter zones. And then from there, when you actually do this, you have the ability essentially to just continue farming specific Jesters quests. And you do one a day. That gives you your 3 event tickets. And then you can also do multiple per day to get a purple reward box. Overall, though, thankfully, you don't have to do a whole lot of these to get the stuff that you need. You guys can see here, there's some decent rewards, but thankfully, similar to other events, while like the dubious, recipe here is actually a really good recipe, it's very cheap to get, so none of these are going to be really breaking the bank for you to get. And you know why I do love a lot of the items that you can get here? None of these are really essential to your gameplay. Like if you're watching this, or like, Jake, I'm a new returning player, I'd like to have things that are essential, like the Bewitched Sugar Skull recipe that comes out every Halloween. Even the Corrupting or Purifying Bloody Maras are fantastic to own. Pretty much just the dubious recipe is the one that I would have. Some of these other ones are certainly neat, but really not anything super crazy. But you could get like cool little furnishing items that are new, and I think that these will look pretty good in the houses. There's also things that can also be bought from the holiday vendors. They'll get treasures that can be sold. You'll be able to get broom or bucket styles. There's going to be some new rewards. And I do think that the new rewards, oh my gosh. They do look good, but it's just like, they do look great, and you will be able to buy a lot of these ones as well to put in your house as long as you have certain achievements. You'll be able to see the achievements during the event, and you'll be able to also click here on the website, ESO Hub, if any of you are curious as to the specifics as to how you guys will get these bad boys. Thankfully, none of these things are, as a content creator, I always think to myself, as an audience, I want to make sure that you don't miss anything essential, right? And the Jesters event is like a whimsical, you get some mementos, you can get some other neat things, you'll be able to get your Indrakes, you'll be able to get the Daedroth suit, you'll be able to get all this action up here. I know a lot of you guys are like, whoa, I'm in, you get some of these bad boys. So I do think that there's a lot of cool things in this event, but thankfully, if you're like, there's so many events coming up, I'm on limited time, you can just use this as a 100 XP, percent XP boost. Again, that stacks with all other 100% XP boosts. And we'll continue to do a specific event detailed breakdowns for you guys for all these events to go over more of the specifics. But really, all you need to do is literally just do one of these quests every day. Get your 3 event tickets. You're going to do something goofy like go throw a pie at somebody, or, go do some Hajj menagerie out in the wilderness. And again, cattywampously, you'll be doing these things out in the overworld. And it's a good event. So thankfully, we have some great events coming for us in Q1 of this year. Excited to see if they also change anything. For those of you who don't know, the Pantamriel event originally didn't have 100% XP boost. It was just retconned in. So there could be some other major event changes. These are all kind of like their pre-released version based on where they were last year, anything that was pulled through a data mine. So overall, that's where these events are here for us. And so thank you guys so much again for watching. We're also working on a fun video here as well, too. That'll be going over, like, why I love ESO, my experiences, like, throughout all the different events that I've attended. Because, oftentimes I talk about, like, the hints and things that I've gained. But a lot of you guys have been asking, like, what's it like to go to these events? Like, what's the experience? So I'm going to do kind of like a narrative, chronological thing. And you guys have been asking for some of my specific experiences. So I'll give that to you in that video. But thank you guys so much again for watching. As always, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed. Second thing is that there's a new feature in YouTube that pulls random people for me based on how active in the community they are, and they're taking into consideration how often you like and comment on a video, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. So thankfully, you guys don't have to leave like 1,000 comments anymore. You can like videos to have to not leave so many comments. And the third thing is look for a hidden word be flashed upon the screen. If you're the first person to find and comment that word, you will win. We've also got a lot of giveaway codes from ZOS. If you have any specific giveaway ideas, we'll be doing some live stream giveaways here soon. But I'm always interested in your guys' ideas. They include crowns, chapters, and I think a pet with crown, something else too. No, ESO Plus, sorry. So ESO Plus, chapters, and crowns as a giveaway. So 3 different types of codes. So if you guys have specific ideas for that, let me know, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.